I really am amazed. Oh my god, I'm so amazed. But I'm not surprised, okay? I get it. All right, not everyone believes that their vote counts and that they have any influence on what the future of our country and society can possibly look like. Um, and I used to feel like that as well. Last election, I voted. It was my first time. Before that, I just wasn't convinced that any of our votes counted, and I thought the whole thing was rigged, and for good reason. But honestly, if the voting is rigged, then we are completely fucked. We really are. And but I believe the truth is that we actually do live in a democracy, and unfortunately, like, yeah, this one election is um, literally like it's our duty as citizens of this country. It's literally like our duty to be active politically, to research the candidates, and to be involved in what's going on, and definitely go out and do your part to help the candidate that you support. So obviously, some of you may know that I picked my guy, and it's Andrew Yang. It's pretty clear. I was definitely for Ron Paul 2 elections ago. I mean, it was ahead of his time, and I might offend. I did vote last election. I did vote for Trump. It's not like I am a Trump supporter or a Trump enthusiast in any way, but I am happy that he won, and that's because I just could not see Hillary being president. And if Bernie Sanders won, he probably would have made so many changes that they would have been harder to undo. So it's almost better that Trump is here and that he hasn't done too many big things, because I feel like this whole past election was just, yeah, like up until now, it has been it's the same people saying the same thing, talking about the same topics: education, healthcare, the military, and infrastructure. And, it's like the same conversations with the same responses, no actual policies or solutions to these things. And none of those things are even on my list of top concerns for the next 12 years and going forward. The reason, well, my Andrew Yang is the shit, okay? He's from the tech industry and is super intelligent and has really thought out all of this. I feel like he went on top of a mountain and just really spent some time to think through all of his viewpoints on all the things that, like, it was just very intelligent. And just watching 5 or more of his videos, you'll see that he has written a speech that he's pretty much giving throughout his entire campaign, with a little freeballing variations with each one. But you can see the script that he wrote, and you know when he's going off of it. Anyway, he basically had to ask himself and answer the question: how did Donald Trump become president? How did he win? And that's because we automated away 4 million jobs in all the swing states, which he won all of those. And all of those manufacturing jobs and plants left, and everyone was pissed. Those were the states that he needed. Well, those people, he promised them that we were going to bring the old jobs back, the manufacturing plants, that we were going to turn the clockwards back and make America great again. Well, that's not going to happen, The plants aren't coming back. The old jobs are not coming forward. We have to realize, and he's the only one on the stage that is bringing up any of my concerns, like, thank God, about artificial intelligence, robotics, and automation. We have, if you ask me, if you ask him, if you ask, that literally in the next 10 years, I don't, like, maybe half, 2/3, like, it's huge. If we go like 15 years, 20 years, like, all of the jobs that you think of as the structure of our society, these human jobs, totally going to be gone. Completely going to be gone. And that is a huge concern. Like, you need to be bringing that up and addressing how we are going to restructure our economy and society. How are people going to view work? What is the human value going to be if there's no longer a human work-centered economy? If we've got machines doing all of our work better than we can do, which, I'm pretty, like, it's going to happen, then how are we going to approach that situation? And other than the automation come in, we also have the climate and the environment, and some very real solutions towards going electric, going off of wind and solar. And to me, he's, and also, and the other thing, the draining the swamp thing, another one of my huge thoughts and concerns was, how are we going to balance the scales of where the money is in this country? Obviously, it's all at the very top, because the whole incentive has been this trickle down economy, where you give all these corporations a ton of money because they're the ones employing and creating the jobs, when really you should put the money back into the hands of the people, so that there's a balance of power there, so that no one's too powerful and things don't get too messed up. So Andrew Yang is the only one that has proposed this universal basic income, this freedom dividend of $1,000 a month, which is what all people, that's what most people hear and what they focus on when they're talking about Andrew Yang. That's like the last thing that I bring up. Yeah, it's a popular topic, but like, instead of thinking of it as just a free handout of $1,000 a month, which it sounds nice, but it's really putting taxes on these huge tech corporations that are going to blossom us into this industrial age, this robotic and AI revolution that is going to catapult our economy, flip up the fabric of our society. And just like in Alaska, where they have a huge oil operation, for the last 36 years, the residents have been getting $1,000 to $2,000 a year as a kickback, almost as shareholders that receive a dividend. As the economy does better, they do better. That's just how the stock market works. So they're just getting their share of the oil industry that's on that land. It's the same thing with our economy. We're going to be pushing out huge numbers and huge amounts of technological advancement. And who is going to see and reap the benefits of all of that economic growth and prosperity and change? Well, as it stands right now, no one else is addressing this in this way, and that the top tier is going to benefit from it, unless someone like Andrew Yang is put in office and we get that $1,000 a month, which will tip the scales back toward, so that with every Amazon sale, every Google search, Facebook ad, and Uber mile driven, that, and beyond that there are these taxes put on these huge tech companies that are about to do amazing, and it goes back to Americans. Another thing he proposes is that every American every year gets $100 democracy dollars, which you can only use towards a campaign or to support a candidate of your choosing. And that right there eliminates the influence of lobbyists and special interest investors, because the amount of money will be so much greater if you had 10,000 Americans giving you $100. The amount of money would surpass that of what a private interest group would even offer you. So it'd be like, why would I take your money as a bribe when I'm getting more money now from the American people, and it's their vote? I'm actually doing the right thing here. So a lot of people think that there's no hope. A lot of people think that the system's rigged, that the voting doesn't count, and that something like $100 a month or $1,000 a month is unrealistic, and it's a handout. And unfortunately, if it is free money, it's actually just your payout from, just like in Alaska, from the oil. Our economy is going to go boom, and who's going to get the benefit of that? And the way that they're getting that boom to happen is through all of the data collection from your Google searches, from your Amazon purchases. So we're just basically collecting our data check every month in the mail, because the oil of today is data and technology. So while you might see it as a handout, it's actually it's just what we got. It's how you balance the scales. Amazon doing $20 billion a year, taking that out of the economy, not putting anything back into it. No, we need to make sure that that money is divided amongst the people so that there is this balance. I just wanted to make a video talking about this. I was just speaking with a colleague of mine who's a younger person, I guess, like myself, and just seems completely disinterested in politics, and I totally get that. I asked her if she'd even looked at who's running for president yet, and she hasn't. And I told her, I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to get too much into a political conversation, but I will tell you that I will be voting for Andrew Yang in this election. That he's my guy, and that's all I'm going to say about it. And I'm sorry that you feel like the voting is rigged, because I remember how that feels, and that's just like makes me want to go full anarchist, because there is nothing stopping democracy from voting themselves a dividend of $1,000 a month. If that's what we think the best solution being proposed is, and I honestly don't see any other real solutions that are holistic and approach everything from a nice angle, where, let's say, Warren might be wanting to put a tax on the rich or on certain it answers a few angles, but it's not the full package. Same thing with Bernie Sanders, where if he would have won, he would have made certain changes, and it probably would have been harder to elect someone else who's a Democrat that could have seen a bigger picture encompassing what he was doing, but a little bit greater. So thank you, Bernie, for raising awareness and doing your due diligence and being of service. However, I feel like we just needed a floater. We just needed someone to fill in the position, Donald Trump, until people got more informed, shit got more real, more intense, and crucial, so that someone like Andrew Yang would actually have the courage to sacrifice his time to run for president. That is all. Doing massages today. Have a great day, everyone.